Good morning, everyone. It's a good Monday, made motivation Mondays. Today is gonna be real special. It's gonna be a real special talk. Gonna be going over, basically how do you manage, being let down, right? How do you manage, being let down? How do you manage, being disappointed? How do you manage, dealing with setbacks that happens in your life, or when someone you feel like may have been disloyal, may have betrayed you, and what do you do during those situations, or you fell short of a goal, right? How do you manage those situations? How do you move forward, and progressively get back on track? Because we all been there before. We all been hurt before. We all been in a place of let down before. We all been in a place of maybe feeling rejected, maybe disappointed, maybe deceived, maybe lied to. There's a lot of things that can set you back emotionally. May set you back in business, may set you back with your relationships with your friends, with your family, with your spouse, with your significant other. But how do you navigate through that? And how do you jump back, and get back on track from those type of situations that happen? So real special, special talk. A lot of times when I speak, I only speak on one experience, or I speak, that's the only thing I know is, basically what I've been able to experience by living my life, what I've been able to witness, inside of my life, what I've learned over time, on this earth. And I just like to share the wisdom and just continue to be as real as I can be, for everyone, this motivation is also, a really inspiration for you to be able to not only motivate yourself, learn, but also learn from mistakes that I may have made in my life, right? For people to, not make the same, or for you to think of things differently than probably basically how you already see them. So definitely good. I'm feeling good, happy, Monday, great day to be great. But also on top of that, yesterday was Mother's Day. Shout out to all the moms in the world. I know I got some amazing women inside of my life that are amazing mothers. Appreciate them and what all they do. Moms rule the world. So just shout out to them. So, all right, we're going to get into this thing. We're going to jump right into it. Got my light right. Get my light bright. Got the family on. DJ, what up? What's up? So, managing, first, what's the first step? Okay, understand this. You got to know when you're living life, right? When you live in life and, going about your day to day and just doing different things, you're gonna find yourself in a place of being disappointed at times. You're going to find yourself, in a place of being upset. You're going to find yourself in a place of being hurt. And people that's going to be close to you, or something that's close to you, is going to be the one that hurt you, right? So it may be some things like you may be focused on your business and you may, fall short. You may have a goal that you fall short on. It may set you back. I can give you an example from myself. Back in December, of 2019, I was going for a rank inside of my company. Was working real hard to get there, right? Working real hard, and I missed it. I missed the rank by like $1,500, right? I missed it, in volume inside of my business, and I was like devastated. Devastated because I was on point, and to miss it by, that much, that small margin, was a complete letdown, right? I was let down, I was upset, I was frustrated, I was checked out. But how do you bounce back outside of those situations? Because one or two things are gonna happen when you got a choice. You always got choices, and how you're gonna deal with being disappointed, how you're gonna deal with being let down, how you're gonna deal with being, feeling like somebody was disloyal to you. Is you can either quit. All right, you can quit that person, you can quit that, job, you can quit that business, you can quit everything, you can quit that sport, right? You can quit it, or you can choose to stay in it. And you can choose to stick with it, and can choose to move forward with whatever that is, and until you become the conqueror, right? Until you become and you get out of it what you actually came for. So for me, during that type of situation, I was, I never ever, I never really, quitting was never an option, right? I never had an option. That never crossed my mind. But taking a break, yeah, that could definitely could cross your mind. Taking a break, definitely crossed my mind. And that's what I did. I kind of took, about, 2 weeks off. And I was in a place of, really kind of depressed, stressed out because I was taking off. I'm not used to taking time off. I'm not used to, stepping back a bit. But when you step back, it's all about being able to reflect, right? It's all about being able to reflect during that time you are taking for yourself. So, understand this: when as you live life, someone in your life is going, be disloyal to you. Someone in your life is going to hurt you. Someone in your life is going to also, may make mistakes that you don't agree with or do things that you don't agree with, right? We all are human. And it's going to be people that love you, people that are closest to you, people that, really do may have your best interests at heart. So how do you continue to move forward in those situations? I always say, okay, sit down with a piece of paper and write down the pros and the cons, right? Write down the pros and the cons of if you were to leave this situation, if you were to abandon ship, where would that leave you, right? If you were to stay in it, write down the pros and cons of that. And see what's both, right? Look at both. Understand this. I never recommend anybody staying anywhere that's no longer serving them. Meaning if you're not getting fed, if that whatever it is not serving you spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, right? If it's not making you better, right? And it's only bringing you heartache, it's only bringing you pain, it's only giving you rejection and you losing every single time, you don't want to stay in that place. It's one thing to stick to something, and it's another thing to, be naive to the facts. I'm not saying be naive to the facts, right? I'm saying analyze what you have in front of you, analyze what this vehicle is, who this person is, and down the line, understand is it worth it? But what you also got to see in these situations, does it agree with you who you are as a person? Right, because somebody can hurt you and do something to you, and if you can't get to a point of forgiveness and you can't get to a point of, moving on and seeing that person for who they are and not the mistake that they made, then that situation will never serve you appropriately. Just being honest, you will never be able to move past it, and it's best that you let that thing go, right? It's best that you let it go. Because the longer you hold on, the longer you try to stick in it, the longer you try to fake yourself out, like say whatever you want to say. But if you haven't fully, wholeheartedly forgiven whatever that is, if you haven't forgiven yourself, if you haven't forgiven that person, if you haven't forgiven, you know what I mean? Because understand, if you're doing business and you miss a goal, it's on you. So you got to forgive yourself on the inside, right? You got to forgive yourself on the inside for not standing true to what you set out to do. And that's the toughest thing. If somebody do something wrong to you, you got to forgive them, right? So I always feel like you have to be able to manage your disappointments, and then there's another side of that, right? There is a higher ground, because while you're in that moment, it's important that you learn. It's important that you learn. It's important that you learn not only for yourself, but you learn for being able to, teach people. Or if that thing was to come back around, how to, what to do in that situation, right? You know what to do. So look at everything that you go through is not only, as a setback, as a disappointment, but also looking at it as an experience to be able to learn. Looking at it as an experience for you to be able to teach others and spread the wisdom that you have to give to somebody else, so they may not make the same mistakes, or they can do better than you did, and maybe better than what you handled that situation, and you always got to be, I always have a mindset of being grateful, right? Be in a place of gratitude. Be grateful that somebody showed you who they are. Right? I'm going to say that again. Be grateful someone in your life may have showed you who they really are, because that could be opening doors for you to see, what you were supposed to see. So be grateful for that. Be grateful. Be happy that someone is, that someone is showing you who they are, whether it's good or bad. If it's negative, be grateful for it. I'm glad. I'm glad I was taught that lesson early on. I was glad you showed me who you were. Thank you. Right? And it's always tough to move forward. It's a process. Understand, everything is a process. It's a process to be able to continue to go forward. It's a process to be able to pick up, the pieces and move on. It's a process to be able to, push for a goal that you missed, right? It's a process to be able to pursue that thing that you continue to fall short on. It's a process, and you have to find inside yourself the reason why, right? You got to find inside yourself why you're doing it. Find inside yourself, what's driving you. And also find inside yourself, is the juice going to be worth the squeeze? So meaning, is it going to be worth it in the end? Do you feel like the reward is worth that process? Is the reward worth, going through fire? Is the reward worth, just all the work that you got to put in? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Again, never sit in a situation that's no longer serving you. If you can still find value in it, you may want to reconsider, because I know in that moment when you're hurt and you're upset, it's easy to give up on something, give up on somebody, quit. And that's emotions that's speaking, right? That's emotions that's talking. But understand it, give yourself a little time to see. Give yourself a little time to breathe. Give yourself a little time to think, right? And through your thought process, through your reflection, you'll be able to see whether this situation is for you or not for you. And understand, it's all about, it's all about being true to yourself. It's all about being true to who you are. It's all about being true to, your end goals and what you set out to be. And does this, thing or this person even align with who you are? And does it align with where you see yourself, 10, 20 years from now? Are you in alignment? Is that relationship in alignment with where you want to go and where you want to be at? Do you see yourself 20 years inside of that? Is it in alignment, right? Is that person is in alignment with you? Is that business is in alignment with where you're trying to go, with your aspirations? Is that career, that job in alignment? And if it's not, you got to reconsider some things. If it's not, you got to really, go for why it's not. Well, how did you get here, and why this thing that where you're at is not serving you the way that you want it to serve you? Because at the end of the day, I feel like, we all you should be striving for a happy life. That's it, right? At the core, you should be striving to live a life of happiness, right? Live a life of, with people that are around you that love you. Live a life where you're loving others, where you're giving back to others. And I feel whatever you can define your happiness and where you can find it at is where you should focus your attention. And what generates that happiness, what makes you truly happy, what makes you truly, just truly wakes you up in the middle of the day. It wakes you up in the morning, gets you out of bed, So with that being said, man, understand that move in the sense of knowing, like, if you can have no expectations for people, it's hard for them to let you down, and it's hard for them to hurt you. And understand, people rationale and decide to do things based on their personal feelings. And I always was to say, feelings aren't facts. Feelings aren't facts. And don't let nobody tell you that they are, right? Feelings are not facts. Because you feel it don't mean it's right. Because you are in a place of something that you may believe, inside of you, doesn't make it the right thing to do. Doesn't make it the right emotion, doesn't make it the right action, doesn't make it the right response. So you got to really be focused, and you really got to be in tune with yourself to be able to move forward, especially when somebody, has, or something is just not serving you, or somebody hurt you, somebody, was disloyal to you. But But I think the key to it all is always, continue to see yourself and where you want to go, right? And what your life look like. If you got goals, you got aspirations, you got dreams, and on the inside you not feeling it, understand you always have the ability to change. Especially if you live in America, you can do anything you want to do. Any situation you can change it. You got to go through the process, but you can change your job. You can change, you can change your bank account. You can change your friends. You can choose to be around your family or not. You can change your environment if you so choose to. You can change relationships if you so choose to. You have the power, and it may be hard in the beginning. And you're going to have to go through, the bumps and bruises of it all. But you have that ability to be able to do so. And be grounded in your faith, right? Be grounded in, just be grounded in whatever you pray to. But I'm going to be grounded in God and be grounded in my faith that it's always, a better side to this situation. And if I lean on my faith, that I know that I won't be forsaken, and I'm going through this for a reason, as a learning experience, or, as a lesson learned, or to be able to share this wisdom with somebody down, in the future, then I can also move forward. Because if you down on your back, if you can look up, you can get up. Understand that. If you can look up, you can always get up. And people, you're going to get knocked down, right? You're going to get knocked down. You're going to face the obstacles. You're going to be let down. You're going to be hurt. You're going to have disappointments. I can't think of anything that I've done where I, at some point during that process, anything that was worth doing, I can't see a time during that I wasn't let down, or I wasn't disappointed, or I wasn't frustrated, or I wasn't upset, or I didn't feel like quitting, right? I can't think of anything, that's worth having, that has, a grand reward on the end of it where I don't feel that. So you got to understand that comes with it. That comes with it. And whether you like it or not, it's coming, right? It's coming, and you got to continue to, move forward if you so choose to. If you so choose to. Don't stay in a place of hurt. Don't stay in a place of confusion. Don't stay in a place of letdown. Don't stay in a place of, being disappointed time and over and over and over and over again. Don't stay in that. That situation is no longer serving you appropriately, right? Understand that you find what is serving you. You find what's aligned with who you are and where you want to go in your life, and what makes you feel good, right? What makes you feel good at your core, and you rock with that. You rock with that even when it gets hard, even when it gets tough, even when you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Just have faith, and continue to pray to be in the right place, right? Continue to pray that you are in alignment with where you're supposed to be. Continue to pray that, you are with who you're supposed to be with. And you will find yourself, doing, going to the right place and being in the right position, or being taken out of some positions, or being taken out of some places, or you begin to lose people that's inside of your life that's not supposed to be there, right? And it's going to be tough. But understand that if you keep your faith and you stay focused, and you stay, you keep your eyes on the prize, and you know where you're going, and you know that, who's the leader and controls all of this, right? Everything going to be okay. It's going to be all right. I promise you. You just keep your head up and you keep rocking, keep working. It's going to be all right. You're going to make it. We all going to make it as long as you don't quit. And only time it's a situation where you should let it go if you can't see that thing serving you at all positively. If it's not doing nothing for you, on the inside, if it's not doing for you, it's not doing nothing for you in your life, and then you got to make that decision and make that choice. But it's as real as it gets, man. It's as real as it gets. I try to keep it a buck with everything that I put out. Everything that I drop, I want to make sure that I know it's something that's real and something that you can feel. And I know we all have been in those places before, So, but this is Monday Motivation. So keep rocking. May Motivation, keep going. Understand this is your week. Knock out your goals this week. Stay focused on where you're going. Not, love on your people. Text your people. Make sure that you are in a place of just being happy, even when things happen in your life. Continue to try to live with that mindset that it's you good. Be strong-minded, because things are gonna happen, but don't let that take you off your core, right? Don't let that take you off, where you're trying to go. And don't let that, deter you from your goals and your dreams and where you want to get to, man, because it's coming. It's coming. Things start happening to your life. Understand, when things start happening and you start getting disappointed, sometimes that means you close. I swear, sometimes it means that you close, and it's another spirit trying to hold you back, trying to set you back, because they know that you close to killing it. You're close to hitting that goal. You're close to, getting to where you want to be. And I promise you, you're a lot closer than where you believe that you are. So everybody have a great day. Appreciate you jumping on. It's all love. Y'all, holla at y'all next week.